he was able to beat 2 Holy Knights and beat Domi Reversi. And for some reason, with 14 years attached to his belt, from the point where he was using Advanced Conquerors Haki, all of a sudden, he doesn't get the boost and lift that Gaban and Rayleigh do that hasn't done any of those techniques.
So, Whitebeard in his prime is not stronger than Harold or Rox at that time, and Roger in his prime is not stronger than Harold or Rox at that time,
Bro.
Because that's where you think that Rox is the all-time strongest person, and compared to them, when literally in the manga, it was never said that Rox was stronger than either of them.
And guess what Garland was doing after Rox easy diffed him? He was literally with a sword in his chest in the ground on the floor. If Gaban didn't want to kill Harold, then all of a sudden, that's what he should have did, which would be the same thing that Rox did, but he didn't. Instead, he was sitting there holding his head, saying, oh my God, I wish Loki would come out here and help us because I'm getting my butt whooped.
Another 5 from Diamond Life. Law, what are y'all reading? Also Law, Gaban and Ray are stronger than Rox.
So, again, I know how that sounds, right? I know how that sounds, but my basis for that, like my thoughts.
I don't care, bro. I don't care.
Hey,
bro.
it's a super chat.
It was bad,
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
It was bad,
So
bro.
my facts on it, going to the facts of the thing, is that
There was no facts
yeah,
behind
there
that
is facts.
statement.
No, there is facts.
Your
I'ma say
facts
them.
was,
No, I'm gonna say them.
Roger probably taught Rayleigh and Gaban to use
That's
critical
not what
mass
no,
King
that's
Haki.
not what I said.
And you were like, yo, he's
That's
stronger
not what I
than
said.
Rox.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said 1, fact is 2, is that none of them were in their prime during God Valley. That's all before their prime, right?
Stop it, Law.
And then the fact that critical mass Haki became a factor, and then they sailed after God Valley. They had 15 years of pirating to grow into their prime and to grow in stronger. If Ray and Gaban, in those 15 years of growing stronger into their prime, which they weren't, they're young at God Valley, grew to learn critical mass Haki, because I doubt that was the only time Roger or Garp showed it was only God Valley. If they seen them do it in any of those 15 years, they could have learned it and adopted themselves, and 15 years grew stronger, they have a chance at beating Rox. Yeah. That is my thought. Yeah. If you guys choose to accept it, I don't really care, because I still stand on it.
Yeah.
If 15 years go by and they grew into their prime and they learn critical mass Haki, which Rox does not know, they have the edge on Rox.
Zoro saw Luffy use outward emission. Damn, yo. Still ain't using it, though.
But, Lawrence, I'm going to just ask you straight up. Peak for peak. They're at their strongest they could possibly be in your mind. Rox versus Ray. Who you got?
Like I said before, if Ray knows critical mass Haki and Rox does not, I have the edge on Ray. Because how is Rox going to compete with that? Explain to me that. I haven't even seen Rox use Haki hardening. You expect him to compete with critical mass Haki?
Yo, it's so disingenuous for you to be like, I didn't see him use Haki hardening, but I saw him use Advanced Conqueror's coding to where him and Harold were not touching blades the same way Roger and Whitebeard did. So if Roger and Whitebeard did only Advanced Conquerors Haki and where Odin was, you would be like, whoa, Roger didn't use Haki hardening, yo, which is a lower form of Haki overall. You know, if somebody's using the outward emission plus Conquerors Haki and they're infusing it to make Advanced Conquerors Haki, then they know Haki hardening, Lawrence, because it's the basic form of armament Haki. That's just math.
It's not just math.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right, bro. Stop, bro.
I'm just saying.
Stop, bro.
Right?
Bro. It's ridiculous.
We let you rock.
I'm just
It's
saying.
ridiculous, bro.
Like, in those moments where he could have seen to do it, especially against Emu, he still haven't used it. When would be the time you use it? You're fighting the strongest person you've ever faced. Your family's on the line, and you still don't use Haki hardening. Your strongest Haki.
But he's using a stronger
like that
Haki
same
than
argument.
Exactly.
That same argument. You come at Odin for not breaking the shield against his family, but you don't come at Rox for not moving out your strongest Haki against Emu, the world that
you know why that doesn't make sense, Lawrence?
How does it make
because
sense?
I saw Odin clash with Conqueror's Haki against 2 opponents, and he didn't use it against Orochi. Meanwhile, you're suggesting that somebody had to have 14 years of experience and had to see something possibly in order to start doing critical mass Supreme King Haki. And your guess is, I guess he should likely have it, where Odin had it. Odin had the Haki in order to break it. Yours is guesswork. Mine's is completely rooted in evidence.
It's not
You
guesswork.
have no evidence.
What's that do? Them growing 50 years not in their prime?
All right, so where's the evidence for Rox? Because Rox was using advanced Conqueror's Haki Infusion against Harold, not touching blades the same way Roger and Whitebeard was. And then 14 years later, he went to God Valley. Are you going to give Rox that same credit?
I haven't seen him use any of those Hakis.
He was able to beat 2 Holy Knights and beat Domi Reversi. And for some reason, with 14 years attached to his belt, from the point where he was using Advanced Conqueror's Haki, all of a sudden, he doesn't get the boost and lift that Gaban and Rayleigh do, that hasn't done any of those techniques at all, just based off of the fact that Roger did it in front of them? Stop, bro. You're ridiculous for that statement.
How do you think Shanks learned it?
Yo.
How do you think Shanks learned it?
Oh, my God, bro.
Shanks has really shown that he's taken from Roger, Gaban, and Ray. But he hasn't learned any of the Haki from them. He's seen how they use their Haki.
Again,
for 15 years.
Again, speculation, Lawrence.
Speculation?
Yes.
Whatchamacallit?
Speculation.
We legit have Oda saying that the Divine Departure, which Roger uses all the freaking time, Shanks learned it from him. In fact, out of that technique, Shanks seems to be the special one to fully master that technique. Shanks is learning from Roger.
Or is that just Shanks and not Rayleigh and Gaban learning? Because if you're going to speculate, I'm going to speculate too. What if Rayleigh he doesn't want to do what Roger wants to do? What if he wants to take a different path?
No, that's fine. That's a sword technique. We're talking about uses of Haki here.
Yeah. What if he just didn't want to use his Haki that way?
In critical mass Haki?
What if he couldn't do it?
Why wouldn't you do it?
Because maybe he just didn't have the Haki capacity, Lawrence.
That isn't...
I mean...
When has it showed that he doesn't have the Haki capacity?
He wasn't fighting Whitebeards, from what I know.
You don't need to fight Whitebeards.
Garp wasn't his rival.
You don't need to fight Whitebeards to grow your Haki into that way. You don't need to. You don't.
You just don't need to face opponents stronger than you in order to grow your Haki to the highest place of where Haki can go. Because that doesn't sound like what Rayleigh said to Luffy, Lawrence.
That's one way to grow your Haki. Explain Odin.
Oh,
how was Odin able to rival Whitebeard?
You want to know why?
When he didn't fight anyone close to Whitebeard.
Because Odin was a monster already, and Rayleigh wasn't.
So Ray and Gaban are not monsters already when they're showing that they're stronger than Odin?
No.
So Ray and Gaban are not stronger than Odin?
Odin literally had what he had from Rip. Meanwhile, Rayleigh and Gaban had to get to those levels.
You believe that Ray and Gaban are that far than Odin?
I had your twin tell me that literally Odin could deflect Bajrangan.
Okay. So?
Yeah, too funny.
What does that have to do with that? I don't believe at all that Odin is that far above Ray and Gaban. I believe actually Ray and Gaban are stronger than Odin. And if he's showing this natural talent for Haki, which we're kind of showing in the show, that guess what? All these strong people, because guess what? Odin was 19 doing this Haki feats. We're seeing the same thing from Shanks, and we're seeing the same thing from Loki. And we're seeing the same thing from Luffy. We're seeing the same thing from now they're a little older, 21. We're seeing Zoro and Zoro. We're seeing these Haki feats that people at a young age are learning these Haki. So to me, I believe that Gaban and Ray, after God Valley, after 15 years, did not develop their Haki even stronger to grow into their prime, which was said that all of them, Oda even said it, none of them are in their prime, that all these pirates grew into their prime. Rox was standing there as a rival of Roger when Roger wasn't in his prime. And also, too.
Rival Roger?
Roger. And also, too, it never said.
Was literally highlighted by Garp.
And also, too, it was never said once in the show that Rox was stronger than Roger. Never once. It never said he was stronger.
He wasn't stronger.
It never said he was. Show anywhere where it said that he was stronger. It hasn't showed it once.
Literally,
you cannot find a panel where it showed that he was stronger.
Doesn't get the 14-year buff, but Gaban and Rayleigh do. You're literally giving them a buff.
Who's left in death?
When Roger came around, did he fight Rox?
Probably.
When he showed up on his island, did Roger fight Rox at all? Like, did he ever clash with him?
We don't know. They haven't shown.
Based off the narrator,
we don't know, right?
They fought at sea.
I did see Roger get in his face and show up to his island.
Roger's rivalry was with Garp. He was chasing Punani. He succumbed to it, and he faltered to it, and then he needed help from his rival in order to defeat a lesser Rox.
And you're the only one that believes that.
No, it's not only believe that. Oh, imagine.
This dude, Rox, was blocking his body with Conqueror's Haki. That's a feat we never seen that Rox never do. Oh, my God. A feat that no one else has done in the show.
Go back to this.
That's two techniques that Rox have not shown to do at all. Haki hardening and block coding to protect your body.
I don't know why you keep saying Haki hardening when we clearly see that there's a higher level of Haki being used. I don't need to show you that I can use clear Haki in order to be like, oh my God, I can just use Haki overall.
It's funny you say this, is because if you go back, look when every time that Roger used Haki hardening, it's only against people that can fight him. Go back and watch. He only used it against Garp when they were fighting. And back on God Valley, when Whitebeard was in his prime and was on Roger's lever, Roger did not use Haki hardening. But when Whitebeard was in his prime, when he was at 47, and those 3 days, that's when Roger used Haki hardening. Right there showing what? Because guess what? Haki hardening adds more power, more density, more strength to your attacks. That's why we see the only time that Roger only shows to use it is against people he realizes that are on his level that would fight him.
Yeah.
Because guess what? On Odin, too. When he said Odin flying, he didn't use Haki hardening then. Then right after that, he uses Haki hardening. So what does that tell me? Against Odin, the boy, he's so much stronger than Gaban and Ray. Roger sent him flying around using Haki hardening with a flying blade technique. But against Whitebeard, who's close to his level now, uses Haki hardening then. And against Garp, his rival, uses Haki hardening against them. The two top people in the show.
Imagine feeling like you actually hit a topic. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You can't just be like, yo, a person's doing a stronger attack in that field, but can't do a weaker one. Therefore, this person that does a weaker one is stronger than the person that could lift heavier. Like, no, bro. That's not how it works. If bro 14 years ago was doing advanced Haki hardening, then obviously, he could do armament whenever he chooses to. But if he doesn't want to use armament Haki, it's because it's not needed. So why would I use it?
Because you're fighting Emu. And does Gaban and Ray not know Vance Conqueror's Haki?
Please,
do they not know it?
Please tell me,
Do they not know it?
Please tell me, bro. In that panel, who else was using advanced armament Haki? Let's go back to the panel, bro. Because from what I remember, I saw a pretty good Whitebeard using his Devil Fruit.
Whitebeard used Haki.
Right. He used Haki. Where's the armament Haki, though? You got to use armament Haki in order to be strong. You got a Haki hardening, bro.
That's not what I said. You got to be strong.
Oh, okay.
But we see Whitebeard use it later on.
Stop.
We haven't seen it. Because all the people, we see them use it. Every single person in that panel, we see them use Haki hardening at a different time.
Right.
Not once have we seen Rocks. That's my argument here. In every single one of his fights, he's not used it once. Look at his blade.
Yeah.
Not used it once.
I think Garp is? I can't tell. Roger isn't, Rocks isn't, Whitebeard isn't, Big Mom isn't, Kaido's doing it.
Oh, man. Yo, they're facing Emu, though, yo.
Garp
They should have used Haki hardening, bro.
Whose family's on the line?
Because Haki hardening would have literally damaged Emu. Instead of advanced Conqueror's Haki, who's clearly been stated to hurt people who are intangible.
No, the whole thing is whose family's on the line? Who's protecting his family? That's how you come at Odin. Right? Because his wife got shot with an arrow. Your wife and kid are here.
Family on the line.
You literally got sent after to go take out your wife and kid.
Right. Imagine if he only used armament Haki on Garling and was capable of putting them down.
I'm saying keep
when
that same
clearly
energy, bro.
The story says you need to utilize Conqueror's Haki in a special way in order to hurt the actual Holy Knights.
We gotta move on.
Stop bringing armament advanced, stop bringing Haki hardening up. It doesn't matter. This isn't Luffy versus Katakuri.
Does it not add to your strength? Haki hardening does not add to your strength?
If I'm using advanced Conqueror's Haki, there's no need for Haki hardening.
Yes, there. Then why would Roger use it against Whitebeard? And why would Whitebeard use it against Roger? Why would Garp use it against Roger? Why would Roger use it against
Can you explain to me the difference?
Why they're using advanced Conqueror's Haki?
Explain the difference between Roger and Whitebeard's clash compared to Harold and Rox's clash. Because one you said is using Haki hardening, right? The other one?
Roger and we talking about Whitebeards?
Whitebeard and Roger. You said use Haki hardening.
Yeah.
Harold, Rox did the same clash that these boys did, and there was no Haki hardening on it. So what's the difference?
Their attack was a stronger attack. Roger and Whitebeard's clash is a stronger clash than what Rox and Harold were doing back then. Stronger clash. They're both closer to their prime or in their prime, and they're both stronger.
Again, speculation.
More Haki.
Bro's literally doing
speculation?
Pure speculation.
So Whitebeard in his prime is not stronger than Harold or Rox at that time, and Roger in his prime is not stronger than Harold or Rox at that time,
bro.
Because that's where you think that Rox is the all-time strongest person, and compared to them, when literally in the manga, it was never said that Rox is stronger than either of them.
It's funny.
It was never said.
Because guess what? Roger was definitely holding back if he had Critical Mass Supreme King Haki, so he was actually fighting to Whitebeard's standard. If you want to take it that far,
that shows how strong Roger is.
It shows how strong he is.
Yeah, it shows how strong Roger is.
Right.
Guys, we gotta move on. And we did get a huge super chat, so I want to read that before we do move on. Y'all good? Y'all want?
I don't understand why he always
Listen.
does this. Like, he literally will
Listen.
speculate out of his mind, and when you prove it with evidence, all of a sudden, evidence
You have
doesn't
shown
matter.
no evidence.
Listen,
Evidence doesn't
no
matter.
evidence.
Yeah,
Literally, Rox couldn't even.
listen.
You always say Rox was guarding himself with Conqueror's Haki, but every time we've seen somebody who can utilize Conqueror's Haki efficiently, they've always guarded by attacking back. If I let you stall off on me, of course you're going to hurt me, Lawrence. At that point, it was, hey, Rox, you're leaking Conqueror's Haki. Garp and Roger, hey, his Haki is so strong, even though he's not utilizing it with Conqueror's Haki, he's not utilizing it, that I have to somehow utilize mine in order to surpass his leakage. And then all of a sudden, they were like, yo, it's going to pass out if I do this, yo. And then they end up doing it. But I guarantee you, if Rox said, okay, I'm going to guard with my Conqueror's Haki the correct way. I'm going to infuse my Conqueror's Haki with 14 years from when I clashed with Harold and use Imperial and swipe back at them, he would have just pushed them back. But guess what? Dude wasn't in control of his willpower because it was possessed by Domi Reversi, which we see later in this chapter. People have said, this is something I would never do. So of course, he's going to be guarding with whatever is leaking out of him, but he's not attacking back. So that's not Rox at his strongest. That's just Rox existing.
It's Rock stronger than his.
Oh
his
my
real
God,
form.
Lawrence,
He's
stop,
legit
bro.
protecting himself from.
Oh, he's
when have you
protecting
seen
himself.
anybody
Oh my
protect
God.
from attack? Right? Like
He,
Haki
but
Hardening?
yo, he doesn't
Where?
care about facts. He doesn't
These
care
are the
about facts.
You legit saw Venus Jiro use Haki Hardening and said he wasn't using Haki in his attack. Like
What?
You said, I showed you a panel. We saw Venus Jiro using Haki Hardening in his blade. And you said there was no Haki involved in that attack.
No, I didn't say that.
But I'm ignoring facts.
No, I didn't say that.
He didn't say there's no Haki in that attack?
I said, what I said was, he doesn't always use Haki in his attacks. You were saying he does, so I sent you at least 12 pictures of his sword not being Haki hardening.
You said for the Sanji one that I showed that was not Haki in that attack.
Lawrence
Did he
doesn't know
not
what
say
you're
that?
talking about,
Am
bro.
I tripping?
Lawrence don't know
Did
what
he
you're
not
talking
say that?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
Lawrence don't know what you're
No,
talking
go
about.
back.
bro.
Go back to the panel. I said
Again,
that Sanji blocked
Gaban and
Venus
Rayleigh,
Jiro's
You
Haki
ruined
Haki
our
attack.
top 30 list. If it wasn't for the Gaban and Rayleigh, the list would have been cool. If you followed the 100-point system, it would have been cool. But instead, you decided to troll on the top 30 and made it worse. Anybody could have realized Gaban and Rayleigh would have never been as strong as Rox. But due to speculative teachings that Roger had in his cabin when he was chasing Punani, all of a sudden he had to learn it and be as superior as Rox.
Did Kaido teach
bro.
Luffy advanced Conqueror's Haki? Did Kaido teach that to Luffy? No.
Ruin the list,
Luffy
bro.
observed it.
Ruin the
Right?
list,
Luffy
bro.
observed it and just did it. Did Kinemon teach Zoro the cut fire? No. They saw it and then they did it. Did Ray teach Luffy how to do the Haki inward to do the shit to break off the collar? No. He remembered that Ray did it and then tried to put it into practice.
And then guess
it
what?
shows it clear that you could learn Haki just by watching it being done.
And guess what?
We've seen it happen multiple times. Why can't Gaban and Ray do it?
Didn't know it. And he didn't know it.
That's
Gaban didn't know it.
That's not. They're trying
Never
to
use Critical Mass Supreme King Haki against.
They're trying to save Ray.
Never used it.
They were trying to save Ray.
Oh, no, he tried to save Ray, bro.
What did Shanks say?
Tried to save
what
Ray,
did Shanks
bro.
say?
Tried to save Ray,
Did not Shanks
bro.
say, yo, Ray? He's at least saying to Gaban.
Tried to save Ray. It's
He said,
always an
Shanks-
excuse, bro.
Always an excuse. I'm ignoring facts. Shanks at least said on panel, Gaban, I want to try and save Harold. But I guess they weren't trying to do that.
Good job
All that out
saving
the window.
Harold, bro.
None of that mattered.
Good job.
None of that mattered.
Bro had to depend on Loki to do anything. Damn. Imagine that. Imagine if Roger was there. He would have been rolling in his grave. All the things I taught you. You couldn't do this? How many times we beat the Celestial Dragons back?
Harold saved his son.
Damn, yo. Love how you turned out, Gaban. Definitely deserve to be stronger than Rox.
All right, y'all good? We got that now. We got more
And-
chapters.
and
We
you
got
know-
more chapters.
And you know what's so
Larry.
funny? And you know what's so funny? Gaban and Rayleigh had faced the Celestial Dragons to capture Shanks many times. Rox literally faced 2 Holy Knights, one of them about to be the Supreme Commander, Lawrence. And guess what? Didn't know the regenerative capabilities, didn't know about Domi Reversi, didn't know about the Covenants. And guess what Garland was doing after Rox easy diffed him? He was literally with a sword in his chest in the ground on the floor. If Gaban didn't want to kill Harold, then all of a sudden, that's what he should have did, which would be the same thing that Rox did, but he didn't. Instead, he was sitting there holding his head, saying, oh my God, I wish Loki would come out here and help us because I'm getting my butt whooped.
Harold in Covenant is way stronger than what Rox was facing then. And also, did Rox one-shot them? Because I saw Ray one-shot.
Mr. leaking.
I'm seeing Gaban
leaking
and
Haki
Ray.
Harold.
I'm seeing
leaking Haki Harold, not in control of his mind.
I'm
Harold.
seeing Gaban and Ray literally
Stop,
one-shot
bro.
these
Stop,
knights.
bro.
One-shot them.
Right.
And then moving on.
Right.
Right? And also, too, Harold is way stronger than what Rox was facing against.
Yeah.
Way stronger.
I could see it, bro.
Way stronger.
I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see all the Haki that Harold was using, bro. He really was putting his all into it. Meanwhile, he's getting bodied by his regular royal guards.
Mm-hmm.
Every other picture was him stabbed up with some type of weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, Gaban couldn't land that one attack that needed to be done in order to put him down or immobilize him.
Hey,
Sure.
Your boy Rox said that Harold was greater than him. Did Rox not say that?
Okay.
Did Rox not say that?
Okay.
Did the Rox not say
Yo,
that?
you see that?
Did Rox not say that?
Greater than him.
Yo, Rox, those are Rox
Greater
words.
than him. Mister, I want to take you out, but I
Rox said
can't.
it.
Right.
Rox said it. Harold's greater than me. Your father can do it. He's the strongest. He's the liberator.
That's
not
what he
me.
said, Lawrence. That's what he
He's
said.
That great person that you're looking for, Loki.
No, that's what he said, Lawrence.
That great person
Nah,
you're looking
Lawrence,
for, Loki.
that's what he said.
It's not me.
That's what he
It's
said,
not
Lawrence.
me. It's not me.
Bro's just
He said it was Harold,
bro,
yeah.
literally gesturing at
Yeah,
this
he
point.
said this dude Harold was like
Literally gesturing at this
Rox
point,
words.
bro.
He was like, "Yo, I'm not that guy, Loki. Your father.
Literally just say anything, Lawrence.
I'm not that guy. Your father is. I'm trying to become king, man. I'm not what you're looking for, Loki.
Yo, not what you're looking for. Harold wants to literally become a servant and slave. Meanwhile, my boy wants to become the king of the world. But yet, you really think that Rox is under Harold? Crack.
Oh man.
Pure crack.
You couldn't get past him.
Right. He couldn't get past
Couldn't
them.
get past him.
Right.
I think we're
You
ignoring
couldn't
a lot
get past
of
him. You couldn't
context.
recruit him.
Yeah,
what
there's
he
so
was
much
saying,
context.
when he said
couldn't
that,
Yeah.
but-
Lawrence is just being petty.
Just ignore
He's
it
being
all.
You
petty.
couldn't recruit him.
No. Oh, he couldn't recruit him.
He's not as great as him, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
So
Yo,
funny,
this is
bro.
the pettiest Lawrence ever been. This is
Yeah,
so funny.
bro.
I got more. I got more.
You should have more.
I got more.
Have more. Because you got nothing else on Gaban or Rayleigh.
No, I do.
You don't.
I do.
Oh my god.
Oh, I do.
Imagine that, yo.
There are-
Roger goes, yo, Roger Pirates are no more. And then Rayleigh goes, all right, doesn't take over, doesn't continue protecting, doesn't do anything. Lets Roger's kid get killed. All of a sudden, he's a cheater, cheats on the one girl that the whole era ruined over. Gaban, what does Gaban do? Stay on Elbaf for the next 20 years and talk to
my
Crocus
God.
about how he was a failure too. Please, let's continue, bro. Because if we want to talk about failures, we could talk about
All the
it.
Rocks Pirates forgot about him.
Oh, the Rock Pirates?
forgot about
Right.
Rocks.
The Rock
They
Pirates.
did.
Did they ever mention Gaban?
You have
Did they ever mention Rayleigh?
you have Shiki.
I never saw them go, yo, Rayleigh and literally Gaban were real ones, bro.
Yeah.
They always talked about Roger, though, right?
I heard Garp say that Ray was a real
right.
one. I heard Garp call Ray a legend on Wiper
And
level.
again, he's
On
just saying
Wiper
petty
level.
stuff because you remember, you're missing the entire context of why they don't recognize rocks when they were clearly about to.
I saw Shiki crash out when Roger passed.
Yeah.
When Rox did, he was like, all right, I got my treasure.
Yeah.
I'm saying he went to Marineford War to take on Sengoku and Garp for
listen.
Roger's sake.
Hey, listen, at least you're giving Shiki credit because you usually don't.
He don't deserve it.
Right. See how far you would step down? Should we mention Marco too? Because all of a sudden, Marco had a little scuffle with Ray. He must go hard as hell too, right? Let's hear some Marco praise.
I heard.
Oh, you want to be that petty?
I know.
Go
Garp,
ahead.
I know. Garp,
Go ahead.
I know.
Give
Garp
Marco
praised-
some credit.
I know. Garp put Ray on a level of a legendary level of
know
Whitebeard.
Garp,
That's what I know.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Imagine if Kaido was like, damn, yo, Rayleigh and Gaban, yo, they definitely could hurt me too. Not even close to being in the top 5.
Guys, we gotta get to the rest of the chapter and the super chats, man. We don't have time. I gotta have to hash this out off air.
You don't know what hockey is, bro.
He's like
You don't know what hockey is, bro.
Oh man.
You can identify it.
Yeah.
Mr. Garp used
can-
clear hockey during Marine Ford. Yeah, right.
He clearly.
There was no clear hockey.
What do you mean there's no clear hockey?
There was no clear hockey during Marine-Ford War. It was just not literally shown to be using what type of hockey was being shown during that time.
See, this actually argument came up to me and Sebastian, and I killed that because pre-time sync, where Haki hardening and all that stuff was being shown, I have an instance where you legit see Luffy using Haki hardening against Caesar. Then another time...
Against Caesar? Caesar's post-time skip, right?
Yeah, I know.
You just said pre-time skip.
I'm sorry. Post-time skip, right?
Right.
And then guess what?
When was Marine-Ford?
No.
When was Marine-Ford?
No. Listen.
Marine-Ford was pre-time skip.
You're saying that clear
hockey's not a thing.
Yeah. Luffy uses clear hockey post-time skip against Caesar. Yeah. And guess what?
You're misunderstanding what Larry's saying. He's saying there wasn't a way to identify whether somebody was using hockey hardening or clear hockey.
Thank you, Sebastian.
At that time, because we didn't have hockey.
And I'm saying
you need to have layman's terms.
I get it. And I'm telling you, clear hockey was just it. It was just clear hockey. Clear hockey is the most basic form of hockey.
Right.
Same way. Like you could use hockey hardening and you could use clear hockey. That's the thing. You've seen both. We've seen Luffy use clear. We've seen Luffy use hockey hardening. Right. The same way. Doing the inward thing.
Yeah.
And outward emission. Inward emission. You could use clear hockey to do it, and you could use hockey hardening to do it. We've seen both.
I love how you just like straw man the argument for no reason. Literally, you're taking a piece of my argument and saying it's false when that's not my point. My point is that regardless of what hockey was shown during Marine-Ford, clear hockey is not a clear indicator of what was being used hockey-wise during Marine-Ford, because then everybody would have a different type of usage or the same usage.
No, that's not true.
Okay, we could just move on.
You could identify.
We can move on, bro.
You could clearly identify.
We can move on.
That's why I showed that picture.
Yeah,
when Garp punched Luffy, and then when he punched Marco. What is the difference?
Mr. Akainu didn't use observation hockey against Marco and Vista, who were clearly stated by Akainu to be hockey users.
I said he didn't need future sight to separate his body. That's my argument. I never said he didn't use observation. I said you don't need future sight to separate your body from an attack you see coming straight at you.
Okay, Lawrence.
Regular observation could allow you to do so.
You won, Lawrence. Good job. Really know how to, debate.
I'm saying that you guys need these crazy hockey feats to do these simple hockey things. You could use basic hockey to do these simple hockey feats.
Can I get into the final part of the chapter?
Thing. Yeah.
All right. We head into the final part of the chapter and arrive at the Western Village, where the giants, Dory and Bragi, are fighting the warriors of the Western Village. Zoro, Yarul, Haruden, Stanson, and several other giants. Haruden points out that every cut they make on the Domi Reverse Sea Giants simply heals itself. I hate Lawrence, bro. He always does this, bro. Always, bro.
Yo, bar funny.
I love you, bro, but come on, bro. You can't do that, bro.
Yeah, just me, bro.
Oh, my God.
You only got 45 minutes left.